Mahatma Gandhi found peaceful solution to violent problems. The only way to create a peaceful world by creating peaceful and blissful human beings. Let us make it happen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I am Mohammad Kholiqul Akbar, an English language and literature student at Universitas Airlangga. This podcast will talk about the deep narrative structure of the Sea Beast film using Greimas Actantial Model assisted with new historicism. Let's get underway. The Sea Beast is a 2022 computer animated adventure film from Netflix Animation Company production. This film told about an orphan girl, Macy Brumble, whose memory of her parents as great monster hunters lives on. Determined to make a name for herself, just like her parents, the child stows away on the ship named the Inevitable of the famed monster hunter Captain Crow and his adopted son Jacob Holland. In an era when terrifying beasts roamed the sea, monster hunters were celebrated heroes, and none were more beloved than the great Jacob Holland. But when young Macy Brumble stows away on his fabled ship, he is saddled with an unexpected ally. Together, they embark on an epic journey into uncharted waters and make history with a sea beast legend, the Red Blaster. There are some essential characters in this film that I have to clue in before we start the discussion. First, we have Macy Brumble, the brave young girl, and then the second is Jacob Holland, the great monster hunter, and then we have Captain Crow, the great inevitable captain, and the fourth is Red Blaster, the legendary sea monster, and we have Sarah Sharp, the general of the ship, which is the assistant of the Captain Crow, and we have the king and the queen of the kingdom. So, what is the film tell about? Well, when we watch the whole storyline literally, we bear in mind that this film is about the monster hunter adventure which is told by a brave young girl. And with her braveness, she successfully revealed the layered histories of the sea beast, which is the main problem concern of society. This assumption is literally the surface structure of the storyline. However, this analysis of the film's storyline isn't enough for the explicitity. We need to know what the narrative will tell implicitly on the film. For doing so, I will use the Actantial Model developed by A.G. Greimas. According to Tyson in his book Critical Theory Today, it can be used to break narrative structure down into 6 actons to theoretically discover the essential thematized action, but particularly those depicted in literary text or images. Actantial analysis consists of assigning each element of the action being described to one of the actantial classes. The 6 actons is classified into 3 positions called the axes. First, the axis of desire consists of subject which directed toward object. Second, the axis of power consists of helper which assists the main character and opposed by opponent. Last, the axis of knowledge consists of a sender which by the establishment of the junction between subject and object, and receiver which achieves the junction of subject and object. To begin with, I determined Macy Brumble as the object of the film. She is the most essential character who built up the wholeness of the storyline from beginning to the end. The main conflict in the film in account with Macy and depend on her action. Her goal, or we can say here object, is to have a mankind peaceful life along with the sea monster. It's the deep structure of the narrative. Also, the resolution of the whole film. Macy's braveness led to her will to let the sea monster live a life like mankind. For successfully achieve the goal, she was assisted by Jacob and Red Blaster. They become the helper along the adventure. However, the distraction or the opponent came from Captain Crow, who still believed in his ancestors' history for keeping a war against the sea beast. Macy proved the grand wrong belief of history that prejudiced the sea beast as an enemy. This goal is gotten after Macy and Jacob allied with Red Blaster. They found the truth opposite to kingdom doctrines, which being the center of the object. For the receiver, the establishment of the junction is believed to be achieved by everyone, as seen at the end of the film. After getting the deep structure of the implicit message delivered in the film, the storyline is linked with new historicism criticism. New historicists doesn't believe to a grand narrative. They consider history culturally is a part of social construction constructed by power. The power circulates in all directions, to and from all social levels at all time. The example of the sea beast storyline portrayed how knowledge to fight against the monster was constructed by the kingdom's doctrine through stories, books, and imperialisms. At the end, narrative and visual analysis that runs hand in hand between Greimas narrative theory shows that the sea beast is about peace in coexistence with different creatures. We must know fully about the creature in order to find the best way to coexist. We should not judge based on assumption and perception, but must know the real fact to find a way out of differences. Well, it's the end of this podcast. Thanks in advance for listening. Hopefully what I can deliver can be other great knowledge for your own. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.